Be mindful. You may never know who knows somebody, who kin to somebody, who saw what you posted. Because you're going to have to stand on business. Ross, big homie. First of all, you know it love. Second of all, I got to call a spade when it's a spade. You say you did it for free. Everybody do it for free, Ross.
Diddy and Ross, which they good buddies, okay? They're gay. Who? Both. Eddie and Ross.
Man, this moment had the entire internet on fire. DC Young Fly, the king of fast comebacks and raw, unfiltered humor, snapped on Rick Ross live on stage. And the way it unfolded had fans absolutely losing it. What started as a harmless joke session flipped into one of the craziest public callouts hip-hop and comedy have seen in a long time. Nobody saw DC pushing it that far. But when he did, the whole crowd exploded. He looked Ross dead in the eyes and said, "You're a fraud." The vibe in the room changed instantly. Phones went up, social media went crazy, and within minutes the clips were everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, you name it. So here's what really went down. The night was supposed to be chill, just a live taping with DC hosting, cracking jokes, and roasting celebs the way he always does. Everything was smooth until Rick Ross walked out, flexing that boss persona he loves. Big chains, heavy security, sunglasses indoors, the usual Ross entrance, and of course, DC couldn't help himself. He dropped a light jab. "Bro, you got more lemon pepper wings than new hits these days." The crowd burst out laughing. Ross cracked a smile, but you could tell it didn't sit right with him deep down.
Long gone, you know what I'm saying? So it's just,
but then you
we could have those debates, we really could.
Teflon was off the chain.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
and I like the way
Teflon was a
you
different
followed up
time.
hustling with pushing it. Like, how did you know to come right back on their ass?
You got to.
Right.
Man, just don't take the foot off the gas at all.
Out of nowhere, Ross stood up and left.
Use the restroom one time and I'm gonna take this jacket off.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you can't.
Man,
you
stay
can't
tuned.
You can't take your foot off for nothing.
All gas.
Oh, I'm talking about for life.
That's when the whole atmosphere shifted. Ross tried to clap back, saying DC was just a comedian who never touched real money. The crowd immediately booed, and DC wasn't having it, not even for a second. He leaned forward and fired back. "At least I'm not pretending to be something I'm not." Boom, the entire place erupted. People gasped. Some started chanting. Phones shot in the air. And DC flipped the moment into pure comedy mixed with raw, unfiltered truth. Ross tried to stay composed, but you could see the tension all over him. Tight jaw, glasses sliding off, security slowly stepping in. DC didn't move an inch. Instead, he doubled down. You call yourself the biggest boss, but everyone around you surviving off lies. The crowd lost it. That one line flipped the room completely. People were screaming, laughing, recording. DC was roasting Ross like it was peak Wild 'N Out energy. But this time, it wasn't just jokes. DC was hitting the pressure points. You could feel that what he was saying came from somewhere real, and that's why it stung so hard. It wasn't just comedy, it was honesty dressed as a punchline. Ross tried to brush it off, but DC controlled that entire stage. From that moment on, the internet crowned him the winner. Fans said DC did what most people in the industry would never dare to do: call out Rick Ross to his face.
I'm gonna say, first of all, I don't give a
Yeah, I get it.
but I give a because
Try to make it bad.
put you as a person.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before, okay, let's just say before all that happened, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say before all that happened. Bro, I'm listening to you, Ross. I feel like you wanted to.
Hey!
Shut the up. I'm listening to you, Ross. I feel like you probably one of the best lyricists from the South that we got. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you poetic, bro. When I listen to your music, I think you put a lot of time and effort into this.
After that moment went viral, the internet absolutely exploded. Clips were everywhere, with captions like "DC Young Fly just crushed Rick Ross' ego," and "Ross picked the wrong dude to test." Within hours, the video racked up millions of views across every major platform. Everybody was talking about it. Comedians, rappers, fans, bloggers, the whole timeline was flooded. Some people said DC pushed it too far. Others argued Ross had it coming. But no matter what side you were on, one thing was obvious: DC stood his ground, like a real one. Then things got even deeper. Behind the scenes, people started digging into the history between the two. Rumor had it, DC had been holding something in for a minute. Word on the street was that Ross once promised him a spot on a project years ago, and then disappeared when things started popping. DC never addressed it publicly until now, so when he called Ross a fraud, it wasn't random. It came from a real place. He was tired of the industry fakeness, the people who smile at you in public but move shady behind closed doors. When he said, You act like a boss, but move like a brand. He wasn't just talking to Ross. He was speaking for everyone who's ever felt played by fake power. And what made the moment legendary was how DC carried himself. He didn't get emotional. He didn't lose control. He swung back, using the sharpest weapon he has, comedy. Every punchline landed clean. He joked about Ross flashing money he doesn't touch, living in mansions he doesn't own, and claiming hustler status while his artists struggle. The crowd was losing it. It felt like DC turned that stage into a courtroom, and Ross was the one on trial. The energy was insane. People were chanting DC's name, and even a few folks on Ra's own team couldn't hide their reactions. The moment looked rough.
The moment you lead our show, you went and did a podcast, a white podcast. You sat your ass right there for almost 2 hours
And didn't leave.
and you talked. And the white folk asked your ass, was you a correctional officer?
Yeah.
We would have never asked you no that, and then
Right.
got respect for you.
Right.
And you sat right there and you answered that question so eloquently,
Right.
eloquently.
Eloquently, right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After the show, the clip spread across the internet instantly. Ross tried brushing it off with an Instagram post saying, "Comedian's gonna joke. I'm still the biggest boss." But the audience wasn't buying it. His comments were flooded with clown emojis, and fans were calling it a clear win for DC. People said Ross' response felt soft compared to DC's raw, fearless energy. Even some of Ross's own supporters admitted that DC had cooked him on that stage. Then celebrities jumped in. 50 Cent reposted the clip with laughing emojis and wrote, "Looks like the Wingstop boss finally got roasted." That pushed the internet into complete chaos. But this moment wasn't just about roasting. It tapped into something deeper. People are tired of the overdone boss persona in hip-hop. DC's words connected because they came from a genuine place. He's self-made, authentic, and doesn't need a forced image to validate himself. That's why fans rallied behind him. He stood up to a major figure in the culture and said what plenty of people have been thinking but were too scared to say out loud.
Look, bro, listen, man. I came to your podcast. I came for free, homie, no charge. I did it on Face, homie. I didn't ask you what your analytics was and this and that. I came on Face, homie, to show love. And don't make it like I walked off on you. I left early. Rose had some other things to do too. But guess what? I came for free. And next time I come for free, at least have me some lemon pepper Wingstop at that. You heard me? But I came for free. I ain't charge you. You feel me? Don't talk about Rose other business. I came and did that for free. And what is the analytics? How the show doing anyway, man? I'll come back on it, and when I'm gonna walk off that the next time, and this bitch say, "Rose, was I doing?" Of course not.
What happened next made things even crazier. A few days after the incident, online chatter started heating up with claims that Rick Ross wasn't taking the situation lightly. People close to him were saying he felt disrespected and planned to handle it privately. That alone had folks uneasy, because when Ross says he's going to handle something, everyone knows he's not talking about a quick, friendly check-in. But DC, he wasn't fazed one bit. At his very next comedy show, he doubled down. He told the crowd, "I don't need security to tell the truth." And the place absolutely exploded. You could see he wasn't backing up even an inch. DC made it clear he wasn't trying to start drama, he was calling out fake energy. He said, "Too many people in this game act real until you say something they don't like." Then he hit the crowd with another banger. "Y'all love calling yourselves bosses, but your own people scared to talk to you." That line connected because it reflected what many fans had been thinking about Ross for years. Behind the luxury cars, the big purchases, and the boss image, a lot of people feel like Ross treats everyone around him like chess pieces. And that's exactly what DC was shining a light on, the difference between the image and the reality.
Ross, big homie. First of all, you know it love. Second of all, I got to call a spade when it's a spade. You say you did it for free. Everybody do it for free, Ross. You ain't the only nigga who did it for free. T.I. do it for free. Busta Rhymes did it for free. Snoop Dogg did it for free. Everybody who sat on that couch do it for free. Now, that wasn't the biggest moment. Now, that's one of the viral moments, but Boosie episode 8 million. Got Country Wayne, shit like 6-7 million. Like, we do numbers, we do analytics. Our analytics, we was the biggest before you came, and we was the biggest afterwards. So you always got room to come back to be on the biggest podcast in the world, correct? You dig what I'm saying? But when you call a spade, it get